Hey, I am back. Hey, what's up, love? Hey, what's up, yo? Let me write my comment and pin it. I hope y'all having a great Sunday. Full Moon and Aries reading for the collective. How y'all doing today? I hope everybody's having a great day so far. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may see this in real time or on a replay. How's everybody doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing fabulous. I have a great message. I've got the cards pulled. I had to take a little break. I did a 2-hour live earlier. Pre-reading to the reading, y'all. It was a first. Never happened before, but I'm just flowing with it. So there's some insight on the animal, the ram. What is a ram? You know, what is its characteristics, right? And how can we apply those characteristics to situations, things, elements in our life to help us understand what we need to do in order to move forward and to interpret the full moon and Aries reading. So we talked about that. I also tapped into knowing your purpose, right? You can't move and take action to manifest something if you're not aware of what your purpose is, or what you're here to do. Even if you don't really know, just kind of have an intuition that you're just trusting the faith that you're going in the right direction. Surrendering to the divine. That's what the full moon is representative of in my oracle cards here. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. My bad. Where's the here it is. Surrendering to the divine, right? Good or bad, no matter what happens, being in control of yourself, not really worrying about the environment, outside sources, just kind of what can I do? What can I do in my power towards the situation, right? And then we talked about the full moon and Aries reading being about building momentum, right? This card is called A Fiery Climax Approaches. A fiery climax approaches. So something big is at the end. That pot of gold is at the end of that rainbow. We found it. We're near it, right? There's some momentum building towards this climax, right? And understanding that says a fiery climax. You know, some things may have to burn down. Fire burns things, right? But we know that great things come from fire burns. I talked about in a previous video how farmers will set the land on fire. I know they do it with forests too, to kind of, it helps the soil or something and allows it to have the nutrients to grow again, right? And be flourishing and stuff like that. So I talked about not being afraid of fire. We need things in our life to happen, obstacles, we need things to crumble so new things can be put in its place, right? And then I talked about the ram, again, the characteristics and stuff like that. So I just wanted to kind of give a little synopsis on what I talked about in the first video. What's up, Candace? How are you today? Good day to you. So I was just kind of giving a little brief run back of the first video. I'm about to do the full moon and Aries reading, but I did one previously. I thought that was going to be the reading. End up spending a lot of time covering a lot of things. So if watch that later or now, it doesn't matter. But those things that I tapped on in that video, we need that information in order to see how to move forward and to be able to take on this fiery climax that's approaching according to full moon in Aries, right? So there were a lot of specific things talked about manifesting certain situations, projects, whatever, 5 to 7 month time frame. You know, maybe if you're doing the work more, you're more in tune, it might be sooner, but I gave a time frame for certain things. So it was a great video. Also did a little switch out. I freshened up my makeup, changed my hoodie. You know what I'm saying? I had the same sweatpants on, but y'all didn't see them earlier. So got my higher powers hat on. I'm really in tune. I'm really feeling the energy of this full moon. The candles on the altar, you know, the altar hit me a little bit different this go round. A really serene feeling in my office. Peace, calm. These candles are beautiful. For some reason, I just see them different this go around, like this Aries energy on top of everything else going on. And I heard that it's Saturn's in retrograde somewhere. So been reflecting lately, really trying to learn from the mistakes I've been making. And I can see why now, if Saturn's in retrograde. So get prepared, y'all. Y'all know how I do. I was 2 hours earlier. I ain't even really mean to spend that much time on those topics, but it was meant to play out. I'm gonna plug the manifestation journal. You need to get yours. If you use the code community, right, you get 15% off that and anything else you want to throw in your cart. Also keep in mind, community is the code for all of my products and services, my readings, whatever. You'll get 15% off Urban Mystic Brand and Unique Divination products and services. So that's an exclusive discount, right? Because if you're here on the live, you were meant to be here. So I'm going to bless you with that if you so choose to get you something, right? Normally that's dedicated to my mailing list and to the Candle Community Gang. What's up, my love? 2 of my favorite internet people. I love you guys. So, yeah, the manifestation journal. I've been writing in here. I actually did the research for the first video about the ram. I learned some really interesting facts about a ram, right? Yeah, so all that's written here, everything I want to manifest, everything I got going on, goals, whatever, anything that's to help me spiritually, emotionally, physically manifest, it's going in here. As per instruction, or as per written in the front, it says, everything I desire to manifest is written in this book. So if you just want some extra visualization to help towards your manifestation, this is, really good. You can speak life into your book. You know that words of power, writing words of power, saying words of power, seeing things. When we incorporate all of these things into our journey, it just helps us manifest easier. Like, you know what I mean? Just looking at this every day, like you just open it up like, damn, manifestation, it's all going into your subconscious mind. You know what I mean? And it's just really good. It's really cool to carry something around. I always had journals, and I'm not as like, I don't know. I just can't, I'm creative, but I have to do simple things. And I was really having a hard time finding something where I could create a journal and get it out where I could have it shipped to y'all and it didn't have to come through me. So Teespring finally has it where you can do journals. I can't wait till they do hats, because that's why I don't have my own hat yet. But yeah, I got the journal and I'm really loving it. I love the energy. It comes in different colors. I chose pink because I love pink. Pink is one of my favorite colors. Pink and black and brown now, I would say. But yeah, I chose pink. Resonate with it. I love this book. I carry it everywhere I go to work. I jot things in there. I've only had it since the 5th, and I've already got some great things in here, and hopefully they manifest. And I will tell you about them when they do manifest, for sure. Okay. So got that out the way. What else do I want to say? I'm available for readings. I got the semester off. $50 for 30 minutes. Purchase first, we schedule later. If you need a reading, guidance, confirmation, you know how we do. Get things sorted out. Community Candle Magic. is currently closed. If you happen to watch this now or on the replay, if you send me this video, I'll let you in if you want to be in. It's free for 30 days, 11/11 after that. I'm getting a lot of great feedback. And the fact that I closed it off and I'm only focusing on a certain amount of people, I think it's like almost 40 people in there. So that's a lot of energy to kind of deal with and work with, but I can do it, so I'm not even worried about it. But I want to get in tune with the people and the energy that's attached to those candles. So just let me know, and I'll let you in because you special, whoever this is. Okay. Outfit, just threw something on. This is old. I redesigned this shirt, this hoodie, but I'm wearing this because this is all I have until I order the new design. It's just the logo that's new, but my ancestors are my entourage. So again, if you use community, you get 15% off. This is not my brand. This is Higher Powers. It's one of my favorite brands, made by one of my favorite artists. And so, I'm feeling in tune. So I need all the visuals. You feel me? This is a very dope symbol. It has a lot of great energy. It's a sigil, so to speak. And then the pants. Don't mind my little fat belly, y'all. Urban Mystic pants, you feeling me? The roses. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? The rose and the cross. So I love roses. Got a strong affiliation with roses. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, so this is a little something. This is some old stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just lounging in the house. I ain't trying to flex or go out or nothing like that. So if anybody want to try to laugh at me like, oh, she got something on the shirt, something like, this is just something to flex in, but it's a powerful flex because it's spiritual. My ancestors are my entourage, sitting in my office with the altar. You feel me? So, what's up, my love? What's up, Salvi? Yeah. So, and then I got the unicorn slippers on. You know how we do. Rings by Henna. I forgot to tag her. Maîtresse de Conjure. She made my rings in the UK. She's dope with the silver work. She taught herself how to make silver rings. She does pendants, all types of stuff, oils. Matter of fact, I got her oils right here. This is called Queen Bitch Oil. Okay? This is why I be bossed up. This is why I'm able to do great things. I don't just use my stuff, but I only use like the greatest things. Like I only incorporate and use like people who have great energy, brands that have like really powerful energy into my life. That's how I'm able to achieve and excel at everything I do, right? Queen Bitch Oil. I believe she still makes conjure oils, okay? You need to get you some. She's based out the UK. This is I don't know if she still uses these, but these are good bottles. Like she researches stuff like that for like tinctures and oils. So this keeps the sun out, okay? That I do know. So she's quality based like me. High quality visuals as far as her altar, all her products, like very high quality. I look up to her too. She's dope. Outfits, all that, tattoos, like she's really dope. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate you. I was gonna get into that too, but I just be running my mouth about random stuff. So yeah, Queen Bitch Oil. Make sure you cop that, okay? Okay. And then that's what I was gonna bring up. So yeah, if you're watching this, I do have badges, so I appreciate all the support. It goes to my candles and anything else I need to support my business. I don't know, maybe to pay my phone bill, something. Get me some lunch, get me some makeup so I can look good when I come up on here. You feel me? So yeah, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the badges. If you like my vibe, you like my hair, my outfit, my background, the reading, you just my overall energy. I don't know. You feel sorry for me? I don't know. Just go ahead and support with a badge. I appreciate it. Okay. Make sure that you share. All right. This is the reading that we getting ready to get into. The pre-work is still important. This is the real deal. I'm tired, but I'm staying up because I have to get this out. Like, I don't know, my energy is just crazy and I'm really looking forward to the message. So share. Somebody needs to hear this. It's not too many authentic tarot readers out there. Salvi Brujito is not only he does tarot reading and candle magic, so he's another authentic practitioner, but there's not a lot of us out here. So make sure you share this so somebody can get the information. Maybe they keep going to tarot readers that keep scamming them. It happens a lot. Oh, thank you, Candace, for the badge and the compliment. Girl, I be trying. You can tell, right? I'm trying so hard. I'm watching so many YouTube videos. I'm not a makeup girl. I did not get into makeup growing up, unfortunately. You know, I was into like fashion and stuff, but I never really focused on makeup like I am now. And I love exploring. What's up, my love? All my favorite people are here. All my favorite supporters. Oh my God, I feel so special. Yeah, so like, I'm really trying to learn makeup. And it's amazing. I didn't know all of this stuff went into makeup, y'all. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm a master it because I got to master everything. Like, I have to do it. So that's the only reason why I'm trying to be good at it. You know, my Capricorn mind. I got to conquer everything. So, yeah, badges. Make sure you share. Tell somebody about me. Y'all know I'm an introvert. I'm not live as much as I should be. So when I am live, I'm glad that y'all show up. And it should be a treat for y'all because this is a treat for me, you know, coming here. And being accessible and being able to express myself and feel good. I really feel good. I feel open. But yeah, there's phony, there's scammers out there, man. So like I feel like somebody that one of y'all know may be going to a tarot reader that's not really that authentic. So go ahead and share. And tell somebody about me. Tell somebody about my products, my free services. Tell them to Google me if they have any issues. Google verified. I got 35 5-star reviews, hopefully to get more. Some of y'all need to give me a review too, please, on Google. I'm asking appreciatively. Yes, makeup is fun and addictive. It's paying off. Thank you. I have my days, but I'm getting there. Like, I found out that I was using to apply my my foundation and my concealer with the blender instead of the brush, and like instantly when I started doing it, like the fucking makeup just melted on my face, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I was having issues with my dark circles trying to keep makeup there, and literally all I had to do was change and just use a brush. And I don't blend that much. I did a little bit today, but yeah, the brush, like, and you don't discover these things. There's so many videos out there, you know, and then makeup is different for everybody's face. Everybody has a different way to put stuff on, and I'm understanding that too now, but I'm getting it, and it's great. So yeah, and just exploring. It's really like you're painting. It's amazing. But I love it. Oh my God, I love you. Thank you, love. Chinab, thank you for supporting me with a badge. You guys are awesome. I feel so special today. I'm a little tired, y'all. I've been up all night, so excuse me if I'm a little like, I've literally been up, but this energy of the moon, I can't go to sleep. So, yeah. I took my braids out, y'all, so I'm excited about that. I'm not messing with my hair. I'm just kind of letting it grow out and get fuller from when I took my dreads out last year. I noticed in my last video that I had like little spots, little bald spots. So I'm gonna put it out there because you know how the internet be talking about people. Like, I took my locks out, y'all. So if y'all see them little bald spots, like, I don't care. I still look good, okay? All right, I just gotta put that out there because bad enough I'm self-conscious anyway. But yeah, so I did my own hair, sewing. I did it myself. I do hair. That was one of my first entrepreneurial skills that I had. I learned how to do hair at 14, so that's what I do. Yeah, so share badges. Make sure you click the link in my bio. If you're part of the community candle gang, I need you to make sure you're in my close friends, right? So that you can see all the updates. Because I'm not able to post all the time in mailing or on OnlyFans or whatever. So the best way to see an update is just to check Instagram and go to my stories, okay? You are special. Thank you, love. You guys are special too. I mean, everybody's energy, we all rock with the same energy. No matter if it's supporters that we like, you know, successful people, everybody that we kind of flock to, we're all a reflection of each other. So I appreciate y'all, and y'all help me grow. Y'all teach me things. I learn from y'all. You guys are awesome, for sure. I feel like I'm missing something. Or no. Okay, so I already got the cards pulled. It'll grow back. I had a boss fight one time from doing my braids attack. Girl, you know how the internet be. They be trying to comfort people. Look, I'll just talk about myself and just put it out there. Like, I don't care. Like, today, you know, I just took the picture of my outfit. This is an old hoodie. It's been washed a couple times. You know, it's a little old and the sweatpants, but this is what I got until I buy something new. So I'm not looking for perfect. You know, people want picture perfect shots. I mean, those are good too, but sometimes it's good to just post some things so people could see that we're all regular and, you know, I don't know. I'll be thinking about that stuff. You guys are all looking fabulous too. I just want to say, because I be in y'all stories, especially like my day ones, and I just love to see the growth from everybody. Everybody's looking happy, you know, everybody's smiling, spending time with their family, just experiencing, look like enjoying life. I know people are going through things, and I know sometimes we only show what we want people to see on Instagram, but y'all know I be picking up energy, and I can literally like feel like how you guys are and everything literally through y'all pictures and stories. It's really creepy and weird, but I can. So I'm just loving the energy of everybody. It's just great to see the growth and see how far we've come in our journeys, right? It's very motivational. Full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. So the ending, right, sounds, the way I'm interpreting it, and I'm going to be in a little dramatic, but a fiery climax, I feel like Revelations or something. A climax is an ending. It doesn't say whether it's good or bad. It doesn't say, you know, so I'm kind of interpreting an ending like the book of Revelation, so to speak, in the fire. So there's some tough times ahead, right? But the message coincides with the sign. Aries is the planet of war, right? You feel me? So right now, I feel like we need to be spiritually prepared, right? And so in the first video, I talked about the characteristics of a ram and how they have very good eyesight. So I mentioned we need to be aware of everything that's going on. Be more aware of yourself and how others move around you. Be aware of how people respond to you. Read in between the lines on certain things. See things at face value. So we need more clarity moving forward to help us be in tune, you know, and understand the ending, right? Understand the ending of this phase or this transition. And so at the end of this phase, you'll either move forward and then it'll start over at the next level, or you'll remain here and be stuck in your karmic lesson. And it's interesting that karmic lesson comes up because I could have swore somewhere I read that Saturn was in retrograde. I hope I'm not making that up, but I think Saturn is in retrograde right now, if I'm not mistaken. Saturn's about lessons, right? And making it harder and harder for you each time you do that same thing over and over that you're not supposed to do. Okay? So we just need to be aware of that, right? So that pre-video, the video I just did, make sure you watch that. If you're watching this too, go back and watch that, okay? Take the time. Because we need to be prepared for battle, for war. This is the planet of war. And not in a bad way or whatever. I don't know. War is war. I don't know how to say not in a bad way. But it is what it is. We've got spiritual battle coming. This is like, if I want to compare it to a movie. I love comparing things to movies and stuff like that. The Lord of the Rings, y'all. And the one where they're preparing. You know what I mean? They go to the trees. They gathering everybody. They're gathering their army. They're preparing to go to battle with... Lord Jesus, I'm about to say the Dark Lord. I'm about to mix up Harry Potter and and Lord of the Rings. The Eye of Saruman, right? So the ring, right? They got to prepare. And so this is our Lord of the Rings battle prepare mode. Like these cards, me divinating us here, going through the things. And again, a fiery climax approaches. So this is all, you know, to help us prepare for the end. I don't care this, right? This is crazy. So, I got a lot of cards, y'all. I'm going to be here for a little bit. I'm a little tired, and that's okay. And literally, I got to work tomorrow, and then Tuesday, I'm getting on a plane. But guess what? It's all good. But I'm going to talk these things out. I'm not going to rush through anything. We're going to take our time, and I'm going to see how much I can get out of these cards so we can be best prepared. To the end of the year, we've got this is October, November. We got 2 more full moons. So these last 3 full moons, it's like the last quarter, so to speak, are going to be really important. The energy that we can take on, the direction that we can move in if we utilize the energy, the elements, the signs, all the messages that take place with full moons and everything that stands behind it, right, and supports it or whatever. Yeah, so where am I going to start? Drop me some ones if you can hear me really good. If you're still here, drop me some ones. What am I looking for? Oh, okay, let me move these out of the way. So I'm going to just hop right into the Goddess Guidance card. In my previous video, talked about the ram and it primarily being only around other males, not wanting to come out of its comfort zone, and the fact that it's a male. A ram is an adult sheep, which I didn't know that, y'all. And I didn't know that the lamb was a sheep. It's just a baby sheep, and then the ewe is the female. So yeah, just a lot of masculine energy. And then I talked about kind of balancing that. We need both energies at this point, but we just have to balance them, and we have to utilize each one in different situations, right? And so feminine energy, I feel like we need to start this off, right? So with feminine energy, a fiery climax approaches, right? So, you know, what do we need to do to prepare for this, right? So automatically I've got Kali, which is wow, because it's endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. All right, so again, how are we preparing for this fiery climax, right? So the first thing that we can do to prepare with all the knowledge that we got in the first video, secondly, we understand that we need to let go of things. We need to let go of things. That's the most simplest thing that we can do, but it's so hard. Things that should be so simple sometimes are the most difficult things to do, right? And so let go of old shit. Let go of old shit. Stop carrying around old ass shit that you don't need. Let it the hell go. You don't need an explanation. Maybe you don't want to let go of a situation because you don't have an explanation. I know sometimes, well, no, I don't really need closure. I need to complete things more so than I need closure on things. Because I can definitely walk away from somebody and not give them an explanation. And I wouldn't care if it happened to me. I'm just weird like that. But definitely, you're not going to get closure on everything. Right? You're not going to get closure on certain things. Let that shit go. Certain things you're just not going to have closure. Maybe it's not the time. Right? Maybe it's not the time for that closure. Maybe it's not the time to address those things. There's a bigger focus, right? Literally, Armageddon, Revelation, whatever the hell you want to call it, is getting ready to happen. A fiery climax approaches, right? Some shit about to happen. A fiery climax is about to be an ending of some type of transition or paradigm in my life. And so that's where my focus needs to be on. Not on stupid old shit. Not on people, places, things, thoughts, environments that don't concern me, that are not elevating me. They're not putting into my energy. They're not giving me more energy. They're not teaching me nothing. They're not giving me money. If you can't do none of those things to make my life better, pay my bills, none of that, I'm not worried about it no more. I don't care. If you can't physically hurt me, I don't care. If you want to talk about me, I don't care. If you cannot affect me in any way, shape, or form, I don't give a fuck about it. And that's the Capricorn mentality, right? And so I'm a December Capricorn. right? Sagittarius is right on that. Sagittarius is the king and queens. I don't give a fuck about nothing, right? And so Capricorn takes that on a little bit. Virgos take that on also. There's just certain signs that just don't give a shit about nothing and walk away from shit. They don't need no closure, nothing. You ghost me, I ghost you. Hey, it is what it is. And we just move on with life. And then maybe if you ever see that person again, oh, hey, what happened, right? And then, like, I don't know, right? So, but some people need closure. They need to know why everything does this, why everything does that. I'm like that with certain things, not with all things, right? But this is the time to stop worrying about old shit. It's doing nothing for you but causing anxiety. You worry about shit that you can do nothing about. Like, you have no power over it. Like, it's just a waste of energy. It's a waste of time and energy that you can be using towards preparing for whatever's coming, right? You've got great work to be done, or, you know, this battle that's getting ready to take place, spiritual, emotional, whatever's going on in your life that you need to be preparing for. You over here worrying about stupid shit. Old paradigm, right? You keep trying to drag things into a new paradigm. You can't move forward. You can't go to the next level until you let that shit go. Until you actually let it go. Once you let it go, you'll be able to move forward, right? So the old must be released so that the new can enter. So that's the first thing that we have to do in order to prepare for this fiery climax that's approaching. This shit is sounding like kind of epic. I have a big imagination, y'all. Like, this shit is just wilding me out as far as like all the connections with the Ram and Aries, the planet of war, you know, and all the things that's going on. Where do we want to move from there? Past life card. Past life card. And this is an interesting card. Father. This card indicates that your father in this life was with you in prior times. Any issues that you had with your father likely began long ago. He may not have been your father in those lives, though, as souls continue to reincarnate together in different roles. To break any negative patterns with your father's soul, be willing to release old anger or unforgiveness. Yo, these cards be reading the fuck out of me. This can be conscious or unconscious emotional energy. Hey, my dad actually popped up on my last video, y'all. I was like, hey, this is crazy. I don't be telling my business like that, but I kind of have like a strained relationship. I hope he ain't on here now. It don't pop up. Yeah, but so this crazy, y'all. This can be conscious or unconscious emotional energy stored in your psyche. Just your willingness to clear toxic relationship energy is enough to initiate the healing process. Remember that forgiveness doesn't mean that you approve of this person's actions. That's deep. Let me read that again. Remember that forgiveness doesn't mean that you approve of this person's actions. It simply means that you're no longer willing to carry around anger energy. Ugh, it's so exhausting to be angry all the time. And it's sickening, like your stomach hurts, your chest hurts because you're just holding things inside and it just eats at you, right? By releasing the past, you subsequently heal your present and your future. If you totally forgive your father and yourself, you no longer have to reincarnate with that soul. Babe, this for you too. Unless you choose to. If you totally forgive your father and yourself, you no longer have to reincarnate with that soul unless you choose to. You retain only the lessons, the growth, and the love you shared. As an added benefit, the healing work that you do with your father helps all the relationships that you have with men. So just understanding that with the mother-daughter, the daughter-father role, what it means to have a father, to be protected, somebody territorial, care about you, look over you, and be that authoritative masculine energy in the household, and then from the son father perspective, the son needing to see the father in that protective leader role, authority, so that they can become that too, right? So that's deep. I think about these things all the time. So it's just interesting. So just even thinking about forgiving, right? Just entertaining that idea. It's interesting. And I've been doing that because I can cut people off, just like I talked about earlier. I shut people out of my life and I just keep moving. Like, if you're not in my inner circle, I don't think about you. And y'all know, like, all the people that I rock with and how I support people, just imagine me just like cutting somebody off and acting like they don't exist. I can do it, right? I really can. I don't like to be cold like that, but I don't have a problem doing that. So yeah, anybody watching this currently or on the replay, revisit those issues, those with your father, and maybe you want to do some cord cutting energy, right? Or some past life work. Cord cutting would be best because you're like cutting your ties. Because even really being attached with somebody, even being attached to somebody can just make you angry, especially if you have an unresolved relationship with that person over like continuous lives, right? Just being angry of having unresolved things over many lifetimes can just create resentment. And sometimes you need to be cut off from somebody's energy in order to know if it needs to be back in your life or not. So I have a cord cutting ritual. Click the link in the bio. I don't know if I have it up, but DM me if you're interested in the cord cutting ritual to kind of help you cut cords from energies you don't want to be attached to and souls. And work with angels to cut the cord. So that's the past life, right? So I haven't pulled a past life card in a while, but like I said, we're preparing for battle. This is Lord of the Rings. The movie where they're gathering the army because they have to fight Aya Saruman, right? The trees, they got everybody on their side. The elves finally came through at the last minute. You feel me? The dwarves came through, like different backgrounds and cultures came through to help fight evil. Right? So they didn't care how they looked. Of course, people had their little squabbles, but ultimately, they came prepared. They didn't give up. They weren't equipped with everything, but they had the heart, the tenacity, and they didn't give up, right? And so there's something epic going to take place. Good or bad, that's up to you and your situation. I'm not really sure of that. I just know that this fiery climax is going to change things. It's going to change you, your environment. Everything is going to be new. For the better or the worse, that's up to you. I feel like it's going to be for the better, how you handle this battle. This is the war, right? A fiery climax. This is war. This is not the battle. This is the war, the big one, right? So how you move up until this point is going to decide whether you level up and, how things move forward. So let's see. Rebel Tarot. Have you eaten? You are acting like a big ass baby. Somebody cranky? Somebody's cranky. Somebody's cranky, irritated. I'm going to also say, like, what's up with your diet? Are you eating the right foods to help you not be cranky? I talked about that in the previous live also. Rams, in a particular diet that they have, they're affected by the foods they eat. They get more excited depending on what you feed them. So tapped on that. Next it says, you need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. So for those people that sometimes, I like the intermittent fast. Some people say I starve myself. Whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I just want to make sure that the things that I do put in my body when I do eat are good, are healthy for me, you know, as best as I possibly can. So, you know, maybe this is a card, maybe for me too, to not be so hard on myself. I've been exercising more, so I've been allowing myself to eat a little bit more and not feel guilty about eating. When you weigh 221 pounds and then lose like over 60 pounds, you know, I'm terrified to gain that weight back. I do not want to be 221 pounds again. Right? And there's things I do struggle with exercise. I like to exercise. It's just hard getting back into it. Right? So, I struggle with eating and feeling guilty sometimes. And I know those feelings are not healthy. They can lead up to not being healthy. So just if anybody else is in a situation like that, just be aware. It's okay to eat food, work out, right? Just work out after. Take initiative and effort. So we kind of talked about that, being physically prepared, right? Acting like a big ass baby. Maybe that's why you're angry. Maybe because you've been dieting for like weeks, eating the nastiest food. Like just because you want to lose weight and have a healthy, you know, change your eating lifestyle doesn't mean that it has to be bland, right? Vegan food is great. Like me and my husband go to different places. We try out different vegan spots, and some vegan food, yeah, is not good, and some vegan food is good. Just like regular food, right? I used to do that every day. I'd eat one big meal a day, then I stopped and gain weight. Right, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, once you stray away from things, and then you can gain the weight back so fast. That's what's so scary, too. Like, all the time it takes to burn the energy, and then you can just gain it back that fast. I literally gained like 15 pounds in like 2 weeks, yo. I was so upset with myself, but I got over it, and I just tried to get back into it. So yeah, maybe the things that you're eating. Hold on, I gotta let my dog out. That's why I don't want you in here, radio, because you always want to leave when I'm recording. Bye. So like, yeah, like just like regular food, there's good vegan food, there's bad vegan food. Like, I love food. I'm a foodie. I like to eat different foods, exotic foods, exquisite foods. Like, I love food, right? So I don't mind trying something once, and if it's not for me, then okay, I don't like it. But like, I'm not gonna judge because I ate vegan food at this one place and it was gross. I'm not gonna say, okay, all vegan food is nasty. It was just at that one spot. Just like, you know, there's certain places that can cook, you know, certain things better at a certain restaurant. The same thing doesn't mean, you know, so just think about that stuff. For our extreme dieters and stuff like that, just fall back. Don't be so hard on yourself. We're human. Nobody's perfect. If we were perfect, we would be with God, right? We can strive for excellence. We can be 99.999% perfect, which is that's me. I fall under that bracket, the 99.99%. Hey, yeah, but we're not perfect, right? Everybody makes mistakes. Right, just reset and just the next day and don't even worry about it. Now, if you can't get back on your discipline, that's another thing, but there's going to be setbacks. I had so many setbacks when I was losing my weight, but I just kept going, right? I just kept going. So, you know, don't give up and just reset and move on. It's a new day, new beginning. Like, stop holding on to the past. Let go. That's old shit. That was yesterday. You ate all them donuts yesterday. It's a new day. You know, make better choices. Don't eat 5 donuts the next day, right? All right, so we know that we have to have our diet right and to prepare for this battle, right? We have to have our diet. We've got to let go of things that no longer serve us. Our mentality, how we think about things in life, our perspectives, right? How we move, the actions we take, how we respond to people, right? All of these things, I don't talk the same way, I don't act the same way I did when I first came on live, right? When I showed up on the scene in 2016, right? I don't act the same way. I've elevated, I've grown, I've tried to be more of a brand, more of a business, you know, try to show up as such, right, as best as I can. And so, you know, when you do those things, That's how you move forward and stuff like that. So let go of everything that you feel like you need, let it go. And if you need it, it'll come back. Just let's act like you're a baby. I mean, literally, it says, have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. You acting like one anyway, right? So just go ahead and let's get into full, like, what's it called? When the actors get into like full mode. I forgot what it's called. Damn, my mind's blanking. When they get into full mode of the character and they don't like get out of it and they like act like that person like everywhere. Oh my God. But that's what we doing right now. So be a big ass baby, like learn like a baby. You don't know anything. Feel the world around you. Listen, hear, you know what I mean? Touch, explore, like, let's just have at it. Let's just, it's on the tip of my like brain, that word. Oh my God. No, it's not channeling. It's, yes, method acting. There you go. Method acting. Yes. Okay. So like sometimes you gotta play a part. Like I've been watching Charleston White lately. I don't know if y'all know anything about him, but he's this black man in Texas who was part of a murder when he was younger. He now shows up on the scene. He's a community activist, but he's like an antagonizer of like gang-related people and people who commit crime, black people who commit crimes against other black people. He doesn't support gang, none of that, right? But he shows up as a character on the internet, right? And people feed into it, and he's gotten into scuffles and stuff with rappers. It is hilarious. I'm loving this. But yeah, like, get into character. Sometimes you have to incorporate things to make yourself a better person. Like the zodiac signs that are in your life a lot, take from those people, their traits, their characteristics, and incorporate it into you. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how people are great. Molding yourself. That's how we learn. That's how children learn. They learn from examples. So I don't understand why adults, feel weird. Like, it's okay to admire a successful person and model yourself after them. Like, I model myself after Beyonce, or I try to, like how she doesn't, take certain pictures. You'll never see her with alcoholic beverages. Like there's just certain things on social media that you won't see from me. And then just in person, generally, like I just try to operate in a certain manner, and I model that after Beyonce. I love how she is in control of her image, and she had to build to that. She used to do interviews, they would twist her words. Now she fucking types up a damn report and gives it to them, and they have to read her words for the interview. Like, she ain't doing no interviews unless she want to, and you're gonna read what she said. Nobody's gonna make anything up. If they do, then she's gonna hunt them down. Like, yo, it's crazy. Like, I love how because your image is everything, right? And that's just important right now for the things that's going on in our life personally, as an American, as a black person of color. Your image is everything, and how you portray yourself. And people don't understand that. And that's really big to me. So we're not all the same faces all the time. Incorporate. Charleston White. Beyonce left for a second. Okay. Yeah, so like, what was I saying? Damn it. Oh yeah, so like, incorporate things. Like, I had to work to build up, to have this confidence, to talk like this, to kind of be myself. I had to incorporate, like, I had to build my personality. I have a personality when I'm in, like, one-on-one with people or in my space, but like social media, public image, like you have to have a personality, a certain thing about you, right? And so, but you have to work on that. And Candace, you said drama major. I never went to any type of drama, anything. I don't think I did any type of acting, but I do know that you have to take on certain aspects and different character traits that may not necessarily be your own, right? Who gives scripts for oh yeah, Beyonce, yeah. So yeah, you have to take on traits that may not be your own, and that's okay. Right? That's how you get better, and then you can learn how to incorporate that into your own person and make it yours, right? So it's really important for people to understand that having the ability to build your character, your personality, is really important, and it'll help you move around in the world. So I don't even know how I got on that. I'm always going off on a tangent. Um, let's see. Oh, being in character or whatever and incorporating traits in the baby. Okay, I'm like, how did I get to this? Like, wait a minute here. Regroup. Okay, so I read that card, this card, that card. The universe has our back. I let go of the shadow of the past. Wow. By seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. I really feel like that's incorporated with this card specifically, being as though this was a past life card, so that's kind of like self-explanatory here. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. So again, all these cards are kind of incorporating endings and beginnings. You have to have a new set of eyes, physically, spiritually, emotionally. You have to look through a new lens in order to see things differently and stop looking through the shadow, right? Get some glasses so you can have some clarity, right? A flashlight, something, so you can have clarity. No more staying in the dark. And literally you're in the dark because you just don't want to walk forward. Like the door is right there. And you're just sitting there holding on to things that won't let you through the door. It's like going to the airport with like metal in your bag or some shit. Like why would you do that? You know, somebody bringing a gun or something to the airport and trying to go through the metal detector. Like, you know, it's not going to happen. Like that baggage is that gun. You can't bring that gun through the metal detector into the airport. I don't even know why you would do it, you know, or drugs or something. And people do it. People try. You know, people try to bring their baggage and old behaviors and patterns to the new place that they need to go to manifest, and then they end up self-sabotaging or failing. You know what I mean? They end up not achieving, not succeeding. So think of your old patterns and behaviors and things you need to let go. Think of it as like you're trying to bring a gun through a metal detector at the airport. Pretty much. I came up with that right now, y'all. That was dope. That was a dope little analogy, right? That's really dope. You know, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get no gun through, no matter what. Right? So release, let go. I understand it is holding you back in a very detrimental manner, and whatever is coming, this fiery climax that's approaching, you're not going to be equipped for it because you won't let go. Oh, I got chills. Trust your vibes. This is the Trust Your Vibes card. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. This is spiritually and in the physical realm. Spiritually, you need to connect more with your ancestors, your spirit guides, friends, social gatherings, groups. You need people because you're going to be learning from people. In the previous video, we said that we had to learn things and because we were going to be a leader and or protect, right? Moving forward. So there are certain things that you need to learn, and you're not going to be able to learn them if you don't move into like a group setting, right? You can't always be by yourself. Now is the time for you to reach out to people, even if you don't like it. I don't like people half the time, but I know that I have to connect, right? Spiritually, your ancestors, my ancestors are my entourage. You have forgotten to honor your ancestors, the people that came before you, and paved the way, however far back you want to go. But it's time to pay homage. It's time to pay gratitude and respect for the people that paved the way for you to be where you are right now. Because when you go on, let's hope that your ancestors pay homage to you and what you built so that they can be where they're at, right? Remember, it's not all about us. This is a collective thing. Mentally, it's all about teamwork. You know, no, I'm not finished. We're supposed to be exercising after this, so it's a team effort. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh my God. Spiritually, mentally, I talked about in a previous video, therapy, tapping into things to help build your mental state of mind. Tapping into things to help build your mental state of mind. Tarot cards can't fix everything. They're a tool. They're not the only tool. They are a tool. You should be utilizing a bunch of other things, and including therapy if possible. Talking to somebody, going to some type of group where you can connect and identify with people like you. That's very important because you're going to feel isolated. And when humans feel isolated, just like I talked about the rams cannot be by themselves. We learned that in the last video. Rams cannot be by themselves. If they are alone, they become violent, aggressive, they can kill. They can't function alone. A ram, right? Full moon in Aries. So just remember that. Yes, that's right. So connect with people. Even if you feel awkward, if you don't normally connect, you're gonna feel awkward, when you're doing things that you don't normally do on a regular basis. So don't use that as an excuse to not connect with people, okay? You gotta move forward. If you want great things, you have to do more, right? I talked about in the previous video, sexual energy. Ram is a very sexual, high sex drive animal, right? They breed a lot. If you have them on a farm, you have to keep the male and the female separate. They can't see each other because when she goes in heat, he's going to try to break the wall down or whatever. So they can't even visually see each other. Very high sexual. I talked about exploring that. If you have a partner or somebody sneaking, I don't know, friends with benefits, whatever, to be able to explore sexually, fulfill some legal, fantasies, sexual fantasies. Just tap more into your sexuality, explore that. Also, you can also channel sexual energy to create, this is like a woman issue. Sometimes women, when we ovulate, it feels like we're in heat too. It's kind of gross. I hate it. But I've learned to channel that energy to create things or brainstorm, and I literally forget about sex and I'm like creating. So that's just something interesting to think about as far as art. Creating art is attached to the sacral chakra, which is attached to sexual energy. All right, so healthy sex life with yourself or with your partner helps you relieve stress, tension, right? So just think about that. I know, Candace, I didn't know this much about rams. I didn't even know they were this interesting. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. Let's see here. Soul's Journey card. Perseverance. And we will need this, en route to battle. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, right? I know what I can do, whatever I set my mind to. You can do whatever it is that you feel that you can do, right? Knowing that and doing that and acting it out, those are different parts of that. But it starts here, knowing that you can do it. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. I've done a lot of great things in my life, and I look back and I'm like, wow, how did I do all this stuff? I've done some interesting things that don't connect. How did you do all this in one lifetime? But perseverance and knowing that I can do it. I'm taking baby steps. I've always been a goal-oriented person. I guess that's the Capricorn in me. And Taurus moon, slow and steady wins the race. That's my motto. But one foot in front of the other. Just simple. I love simple things. Simple things, just one foot in front of the other. You don't have to think about it. Just do it, right? Breathe and just put one foot forward, right? I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So, got a few more cards. This isn't as long as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be all long and stuff. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. The Hermetic deck. the Hermetic deck, we have Two of Pentacles, Ten of Swords reversed, and Ace of Pentacles. So we have 2 Pentacles and a sword, and we have upright, reversed, upright. So again, this is to me kind of like telling a story of, you know, this battle that this climax with the full moon is approaching. The Two of Pentacles is Jupiter and Capricorn. Jupiter is about good fortune. Capricorn is about perseverance, continuing to move forward no matter what. Literally tunnel vision, literally climbing up a mountain, you know, to obtain your goals and to manifest what you want. Literally, that's what Capricorn is, okay? And then if we want to get into the actual animal of the Capricorn, which is the sea goat, which is fish and goat, being emotionally tapped in, right? And being aware and taking everything in as you're climbing to the top, right? Making sure to process feelings, because Capricorn energy, we're just so focused on just going up that we don't have the time to process, right? So process the feelings and everything that's taking place, as you're on this journey. Good things going to happen when you start paying attention to everything, and just, it's like you're going in a car driving so fast and you're just missing the scenery, right? So just enjoy the scenery as things are happening, right, in real time. Change is taking place, of course. This is Lord of Harmonious Change. We know that. Decisions, right? 2s represent a choice or decision, something happening in real time. And we know that the full moon in Aries reads a fiery climax is approaching. So there's a choice, right? One of these situations for this transition may be a choice, or there may be 2 doors. Which one are you going to open? A fork in the road. Do you go left or do you go right? There's 2 choices. And I feel like whatever choice you take or make is the one is going to be the choice that you need to go to the next level. The other one is going to bump you back, and you're just going to be stuck until that door or that fork in the road approaches again. And I feel like if you miss it, it's not going to show up for a very long time, if at all, right? I feel like it will, but it won't come back around until a long time, because at this point, you should have learned, right? You should have learned. You should have been equipped to be able to move forward for this decision. This is deep, right? I don't know what it is. Mortgage, relationship, marriage, relocating. I know I did a random exclusive reading for my mailing list. Somebody's relocating. Somebody has to relocate. They have a decision to make. So this is interesting. Another thing that I like to recognize when this card specifically comes up with these crosses, to me, intuitively, it means to pay attention to your health. Okay? Somebody has some health issues. You maybe need to go to the doctor. I don't know. Currently on the replay, when you watch this, just check in. Dentist, doctor, I don't know. But pay attention more to your health, your lifestyle of living, food, whatever. It's affecting you. Stress, not going on vacation. These things are important to your health, right? Not just food. Having a sound mind, having peace. If you're somewhere where there's always chaos, gossip, talking, just like, right? That's going to affect you. It's going to affect your health. Okay, so just be careful of being around things that can affect your health, because that is going to affect your decision making and your clarity. All of that's incorporated for some reason. I don't know why. 10 of Swords, Lord of Ruin. Now, I thought, just glancing at the card, and because I'm kind of tired, that this was a reverse card, that it was going to be an obstacle or a challenge. But actually, this card reversed is actually good. Upright, this card is bad. 10 of Swords, Lord of Ruin. This is a bad card upright. We don't want this card associated in our reading, right? So reversed, so upright, it means Lord of Ruin. It has Gemini on here, right? Reversed, it literally means you're coming back from ruin, right? So there's been plenty of battles, right? We know that. I keep looking for this card. The fiery climax approaches. So I talked about this being the end, the final battle, to the war. The war's going to be over after this, either the next level or you go back. And so you have been through many battles already. You've been through many battles, and you're not recognizing your strength and the spiritual armor, the emotional armor, all the tools, the personal things that you developed, just going through these many battles in life, these many obstacles and challenges that you've been going through that's preparing you for the fiery climax that's approaching, right? So you've been through these. They may not have been on this scale and this magnitude, and that's why you're scared, but you've been there. Don't forget what you've been through already. Okay? I know, Kata. How you doing, Kata Carr? Don't forget what you've been through already. So this is a reminder for those of you watching now on the replay. This is confirmation, something you needed to hear or a different perspective. Don't forget what you've been through already. You don't want to go back. You don't want to go there. You need to release all of the old things that we left in the ruins, right? We're moving from the ruins, right? So some of us are letting things go, and we've recognized and we see that we need to move on with the journey. Just continue to release and let go. Most importantly is your mind, your mind state, right? Your state of mind, your self-confidence, how you view yourself and your perspective in your situation, right? Lord of Ruin is about attacking verbally, right? Swords, communication, just attacking yourself, talking down on yourself. Your energy literally attracts everything to you. How are you going to make money if you're not confident in what you do? You're talking bad about yourself. You don't love yourself. You're not giving yourself no type of positive energy. Like, how are you going to attract anything? You attract what you put out. You attract what you put out. Your beliefs, everything about you, what you do, how you move, all of that attracts what you put out in life. Period. Everything you do, every last little thing we do, all in the totality of things affects everything that we get back. How we view things, our morals, our codes, our ethics, everything, right? That's important to understand. So, how do you talk about your situation? How do you talk about other people's situation? Do you look for negative things in other people's situations too? Oh, they can't do it. They'll never do that. Do you support, right? If you don't support yourself, you're not going to support nobody else. It's fake support. It ain't real, because ain't no way you can support somebody else and you don't support yourself. It's not real. It's fake. You can't do something for somebody that you don't do for yourself. You can't love somebody if you don't love yourself. So if you can't support yourself, honor yourself, love yourself, you cannot do that for nobody else, okay? I support myself, right? That's why I can wear other people's brands and things like that. I got Urban Mystic. I support me, everything I do. I show up for myself. I know that I do because I'm a leader. I've never been fired from nowhere. Every single job I've had, I've just continued to make more money. I got a $10,000 raise this year. I accomplished great things educational-wise, you know what I mean? Because I believe in myself, and I validate myself, and I tell myself I can do it. I wouldn't have been able to do any of these things. I'm talking bad about myself and my situation. My mindset, even if I didn't have it, I know that I was going to get it somehow, some way. Right? Generally speaking, there were days when I was like, ugh, but overall, I try to keep an abundance mindset and know that, it's like Moses leading the people, right? And God fed them manna from the sky. Like, they literally didn't know what they were going to eat from. Food from the damn sky, right? Okay. So understand that when you're on your journey and your purpose, and Charleston White said this too, when you're in your purpose, nothing can happen to you. When you're in your purpose and you're moving towards your purpose, even if you don't know what your purpose is, but you're moving intuitively towards that, nobody can stop you, nothing can hurt you, nobody can get in your way, because you're protected by God. You're protected. You're highly favored, and you're in your purpose to do what it is that you're supposed to do, and nothing's gonna happen to you until that purpose is fulfilled. So why are we moving through fear if we know that we're on our journey? Let's look at this from a deeper perspective here. Right? Let's look at this from a deeper perspective. If you're on your purpose, nothing can hurt you. Nobody can hurt you. You're going to win. Everything will work out. Everything's going to work out no matter how bleak it seems. right? And sometimes that's hard for people to hear, especially when they're in certain situations, when you're homeless or you don't have enough money to pay your bills, or all these things that come up, violence, whatever. I don't know. There's so many things that happen, right? But you have to have hope and faith. You have to have hope and faith and believe in things that you cannot see, right? Because if you don't, that's how manifestation works. You can't see your thoughts. You can't see your thoughts. Well, you can in your mind, some of us, right? But you can't see my thoughts. You can't see what I'm about to say, right? So everything that we do, why do we always have to try to, base it on the physical, when we do so many things that is spiritual or beyond us, and we just take it as a grain of salt? Literally talking on the phone, I'm talking on something that's like a rectangle, like to y'all, like it's crazy. That's magic in itself, right? Just, the universe, collective consciousness, God, divine. So like, understand that when you're in your purpose, when you've aligned, when you finally got under your spotlight, you're going to stay there and that light's going to shine on you, right? And nobody can touch you, nothing can hurt you, and you just keep moving forward, right? And I got to remember that too. This is really good. I knew this was going to be a good reading, because I have to remember that too. It's not easy, right? I struggle with things too, for sure. This is just confirmation for me to just kind of keep moving forward, right? And just go in your purpose, right? Don't ask questions, just do. Just do, right? Breathe and go. Ace of Pentacles. All right, so we've discovered that there may be a choice, a fork in the road, decision, 2 doors. Which one we're going to pick? We've discovered that we're equipped. We've been through these battles already, right? 10 of Swords reversed. We've already been through these battles with ourselves and other people, right? With ourselves and other people. We've already been through these battles. So why are we worried or feeling like we're not equipped or we can't handle what's coming forward? Just because it's on a bigger scale? You want to boss up, so learn how to handle things on a bigger scale. That's all, right? That's all. Sink or swim. What you gonna do, right? You only got 2 choices. Do one of them. Let's go. Ace of Pentacles. Again, real big. Health. Health is important. At this aspect, if it's 2 on here, it's deeper than just going to the doctor. At some point, health keeps coming up. Diet, you have to change. You have to change something. Something in your lifestyle is hurting your health at this point, right? It could be food. If you're in America, I ain't even gonna go there, but obesity and stuff like that. Eating a lot of processed foods, high sodium intake foods, greasy foods, not having fresh vegetables, fruits, small things that do so much on a bigger scale, right? We know that when we eat right, our body gets the proper nutrients, we can function, we can think better, we can see better, we do better things, we're more active, so it's very important. So it's something's small, but you can't manage it. Whatever it is in your health situation, the lifestyle is not right, and it has to be changed, right? Something you're doing, drugs, I don't know, whatever it is, you need to take a break from it, and you need to regroup and start treating your life like you love yourself. Start treating your body like you love yourself. Not drinking enough water. Correct. Yes. And the right kind of water too. We don't always have access to the right type of water. Sometimes I drink tap water from the sink, but distilled water, purified water, alkaline water, a lot of waters have sugar in it. I seen that video a long time ago where somebody was testing waters, bottled waters, and they had like all this sugar in it. It's fucking weird. Like, why does bottled water have sugar in it? God knows whatever else is in it that they're not putting on labels. We don't control the stuff. We don't know what's in that water, right? So it's very important at this time for you to just start paying attention to your overall health. You only get one heart this lifetime unless you're rich. I know somebody that got a heart in 3 months, a black man too. It was beautiful. It was amazing, but that doesn't happen often, right? So unless you have the money to get a new heart, $250,000, I suggest you start caring more about yourself and your body. You only get one. You're wearing and tearing on yourself. You know, you're walking around feeling like you're 50 and you like 30 or something, you know what I mean? Or you're 20 and you feel like you're 40. Bones is aching. Like, what's going on here, right? Do some yoga, stretch. Like, come on, snap out of it, right? And I want to talk. I go through my spells too, where, you know, I'm not motivated, or, you know, I'm not eating right, or just kind of falling off. But overall, let's double back and let's regroup and let's move forward. Okay, so it's really important to check on your health at this time. Your teeth. If you don't get your teeth fixed, it causes infection in the mouth. You can die from that. Like, look, little things, little cuts, abrasions that you don't pay attention to. Like, just be more aware of yourself, your body, right? Everything. A mole maybe on your back or your face that's growing. Go get the mole checked out. You know what I mean? Pay attention to things, right? It's not just about just food or whatever. Just pay attention to things in your body that's going on with you, okay? For instance, like, I went through the police academy a long time ago, and it messed up my knees, right? And sometimes, you know, like I said, I do hair, I do things where I'm standing for hours, and my mind is telling me I can stand, and my body, my knees about to give out. So it's that bad. With Capricorns, like, we would literally try to do things, most earth signs, generally speaking, to, like, it'll kill us, and we'll just keep going, like, no, you know. And so my mind is not aligned with my body, you know, when I'm trying to fight standing up, and my knees are like, bitch, sit down. I'm tired. You weigh too much, you know, like, sit down for a second. But my mind is saying something else. So understand that your mind and your body may not always be aligned, and they may be sending different messages too, right? So that's important to understand. We have so many dynamics to us, and once you become more self-aware, doing shadow work makes you definitely more self-aware. You know, getting into occult stuff, the mystery sciences, occult, Christian Science, stuff like that. You start understanding things on a microcosm level, right? And how things work. So that's really interesting. Next, I'm going to do Urban Mystic Tarot. Urban Mystic Tarot. This is deep. All right. 555. 555. 555. Change. Change is coming, right? We already know this because the full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. We know that, you know, we're being prepared for the ending to this long drawn out war that we've been at with a certain situation, place, paradigm shift, transition in your life. And right now you need to be prepared. You are prepared. You just didn't realize it. And we need to adapt with the change that's coming, right? Endings, beginnings. I don't like change, Candace. I don't like 5. I respect 5, the number 5. I can go with change, but, like, you know, because I'm gonna be all zodiac and stuff like that, y'all. We know that generally speaking, but, like, you know, as a Capricorn, I'm gonna do what I need to do to get the job done, or to complete something, or attain something. However, I go through the motions when nobody's looking, right? I'll adapt to the change outside, but when I come home, I crumble, I cry, whatever I have to do to release what I don't want the world to see, right? I don't like surprises. I know this is weird, y'all. I'm so corny and plain. I don't like surprises, so change is, for me, like a surprise because I can't gauge it. I don't know when it's coming. I don't like surprises. Don't surprise me. Just tell me. I've been better at that now. I think it's like a control issue. I don't know, like controlling, you know, if you're surprising me, whether it's good or bad, I don't have control over that. So, so I've been trying to appreciate change, but my body handles change different than what my mind does. Right. And just realizing that over the years, I'm just pushing through and just achieving things and not looking back, or, you know, not really processing what I did to get there, the changes I had to endure, and really not understanding that also. So just interesting how people handle change. Sometimes I do like change, sometimes, but generally speaking, it's just a lot to come with change. And sometimes I'm slow to move with certain things. And so it's hard for me to move with that change at that same time, right? Star. The Star card. So again, this is about a fiery climax. I feel like a star is light, right? We're shining. We talked about shadow work, being in the dark, endings and beginnings, right? Things may seem bleak, but if we surrender to the divine, right? We got the moon, we got the star, we got light. We just don't have the sun because we're doing shadow work right now, right? We got the moon, we got a star, we got endings and beginnings, Kali, right? Death. We have all these things, all these lights, even the fire, so to speak, that the full moon in Aries represents, the fiery climax. All these different light sources. Light source is different. A light source can be different. It doesn't mean that it's not light. There's different light sources, For instance, I'm somebody who works in the shadow. I'm a light in the shadow, right? And then we have people that are light workers that only spread light and love. I spread, tough, let's go, let's get it, no matter what, move through the fear, like confront your whatever, that dark aspect of us that we don't want. It's two types of lights, right, that I just talked about. So understand different kinds of light, how it moves, just like electricity. Just understand what you're working with. Understand the light sources around you that want to help you. Understand that sometimes your perception visually or what you think may not be accurate as far as like light or who's here to help you or support you and who's your friend and not your friend, right? Sometimes they say that Lucifer, the devil, was like one of the most beautifulest angels, the most beautiful angel. Beautiful? I don't know. But yeah, so like just be careful about visual presentation. Listen to, look, hear. Don't worry about visual presentation with certain things. Things are going to look good. It doesn't mean it is for you, right? Things are going to look not so good. It doesn't mean that it's not good for you. That's your morals, ethics, integrity, all that character building that we got going on here, right? And so you're going to have choices. And so I feel like one of these choices is going to be so pretty, and it may not be the choice that you need. You need to choose the plain door, this creepiest looking road, where it says don't go, like don't go this way, and then the other sign says go this way. Don't go where the sign that says go this way, y'all. Like, please don't. I'm trying to tell you, don't, right? No. So visual perception, deception. The ram was about, you don't turn your back on a ram. We're paying attention to everything, right? So be careful of what you deem not a light source and what you deem a dark source. Be careful who you think is your friend, who's not your friend. Be careful who you think supports you. Be careful of who you think you need to attach to learn things. Just be careful, okay? Just be careful. On top of that, wishes do come true. Dreams do come true. You're a star in your own right. Whatever you are meant to do, everybody who's successful or who is great or who lives in a purpose, they don't have to be famous all over social media, on an internet, public. There are a lot of great people who make a lot of money, do great things, and they look like plain regular people. Okay, so just change your perception about what wealth and abundance may look like. That's also too what that might mean at light. Just change your perception on what wealth and abundance looks like. You have a flawed or skewed perception. Like, for instance, myself, when I hit six figures, the first time I made six figures, me and my husband, that's not what I thought it was going to feel like. I'm like, okay, my bills are paid. Like, I thought six figures was a mansion. I don't know what I thought it was, but like actually living and like, oh, damn, nothing feels different. You're not going to feel the transition and the paradigm shift, right? You got to pay attention so you can see, because you're moving to your purpose. You're like in a zone. So like, you're not going to be able to see everything shifting around you a little bit unless you like become more aware. So just pay attention to that. The High Priestess the high priestess, wisdom, knowledge, the pillars, standing in between, balance, the pillars of knowledge, the cloak, right? Cloak, the light. Look at this. She's got a light. This is Urban Mystic Tarot too, by the way. All right, so she's got her light. And then high priestess has got about a moon. And also is water element, right? Twos. Two represents Gemini. Gemini was on one of these cards. Gemini was on the Ten of Swords reversed. So the battles, you know, understanding that we're prepared, right? The dark, the moon. The moon is the source in the dark. Again, I was just talking about, you know, so right now, you're doing shadow work. Things are a little dark. We're in battle. Like I said, Lord of the Rings, the mode, even the cinematic view of the movie. It's like dark themed, a little bleak, like, you know, dark color. Like, you know, that's like how, that's the energy and what's going on for us right now. Like everything is like faded, but like in dark, a little bit dreary. And that's okay. Keep moving. Don't lose your faith. Don't lose your faith because everything is just looking dark right now. And for some, you know, that's watching this now or later on the replay, you know, some of you may be in a dark place right now, right? And you don't know what to do and don't know where to get out of it, right? Look up to the moon. Look up to your higher self. The moon is a feminine aspect. Tap into your feminine energy. Are you listening to yourself, your surroundings, your spiritual team? Are you picking up cues in the real world when people say things to you, whatever, at work, whatever, like, are you analyzing? Are you being aware of what's going on, like cognitively and spiritually and emotionally, right? Just, it's time to be tapped in. Use all those intuitive skills that you have and let's put them to work, right? So we're going to look to the moon. It's a light source. You have your own light source. And you've got books. Then you're standing in between two pillars. Knowledge, right? Knowledge is key. Understanding. Books bring a certain level of wisdom. Not a lot of people read books nowadays. That's rare. You know, different. Go against the grain. Explore, research. Don't take everything somebody tell you at face value, right? Dig deeper. In the previous reading that I just did, you know, we're leaders or protectors, and the ram, never turn your back on a ram. Never turn your back. You know, just always be aware and just be looking at what's going on in all aspects of your life, everywhere. Every relationship that you have, let's be aware of what's really going on. The energy intake between people, like, let's really tap in, you know, because our time and our energy is precious and we have a lot going on and we need everything dedicated to that. And so we need to evaluate everything and everybody. And sometimes you evaluate people and they're meant to be there, but you still have to evaluate people, places, things, okay? Are they meant to be here at this time? Do I need to connect with this energy, this place, this thought process? I'm always doing it. I'm always evaluating people. And maybe that's the opportunistic aspect of a Capricorn. But ultimately, I don't want to be around nobody that can't do anything for me as far as me learning. Capricorns want things from people, right? And it doesn't always have to be money. We want to learn, because I can make my own money. I can achieve. Maybe I have to be around you to learn a special character trait, or, you know, to learn how to move this way or that way. Everybody that I follow and I support, I'm learning. I'm analyzing how they're moving, and I'm seeing how to incorporate that within myself, and then I move accordingly. So, I mean, that's just, you know, a little Capricorn thing. Talked about all of these. Essential oil cards. I love these cards. So this is a blended. It's not really a scent. It's comforting, and it represents consolation. Consolation. I'm gonna look that word up because I know what it means, but I want to like speak the definition. The trigger statement is, I cannot go on. The true statement is, my heart is light. Remember earlier, we got to let go and look at things with love. So this says, please hold space for the feelings you have. Honor them and be with them. Your burden will be lightened. So I talked about the emotional baggage and trying to bring things into the next paradigm or the new level that you're supposed to be in, and how you can't. And I made the analogy of trying to get a gun into the airport. And so the reason why you can't let go is because you won't honor. You won't acknowledge. Maybe you buried deep, but you want to let go of the baggage, but you don't want to deal with the baggage. You don't want to unpack the baggage. You know what I mean? Maybe you're trying to dump your baggage off on a highway or some shit, and there's a cop behind you and you got a ticket. I don't know. But nonetheless, you can't let go of the baggage because you haven't unpacked it and looked and seen if it's anything what you need to throw out. Maybe there's something in that bag that you got to keep. I don't know. But once you release, you're light and you can move forward. Just as simple as that. Lime. I love lime. Ooh, I love lime. All right, so this represents gratitude. Oh, wait, no, wait. Before I go on, I almost forgot. Consolation. The comfort received by a person after a loss or disappointment. Okay, so you will receive comfort once you release, right? And let go of that baggage, unpack it. That could be through therapy, writing a letter, whatever you need to connect to help you heal and move forward and release that hate. This came out specifically. Issues with your father specifically. So unpack it. All right, let's go. All right, so lime represents gratitude. The trigger statement is, I am overwhelmed. I've been saying this, y'all. I've been saying this so much. I feel so bad for saying it, but I have. The true statement is, I am moving. The time for planning is complete. Take action, no matter how small. Begin today. Y'all, this is literally what I be saying all the time. And I talked about the masculine and the feminine energy that we have to use under the full moon in Aries. Like the planning, the writing the goals, right? All of that is the masculine aspect. Putting it down on paper, black and white. The feminine aspect is moving and going with the flow and understanding that there may be a curve here or a curve there. That it's not going to be a straight line all the time. That sometimes it'll be a squiggly line and you might be hanging upside down, or, there might be something in your way and you have to find a way to go over it. Like we're going on a bear hunt. Can't go over it, can't go under it. You got to go through it. Little kid shit. Take it back. What the card say? What the card say anyway? Have you eaten? You acting like a big ass baby. And then we talked about method acting. We already, in here acting like a baby. You might as well get in rare form. Let's go back to kindergarten. Let's sing some kindergarten songs to help us regroup. Just simple things in life, y'all. Sometimes the simplest things can help us regroup and understand, right? So, I'm overwhelmed. I'm moving. The time for planning is complete. Take action, no matter how small. Begin today, right? So this is the masculine. You need both aspects. If you're not writing down things, if you're not writing your manifestations, if you're not planning them out, writing goals, you're not going to complete nothing because you're only doing one aspect. You're only doing the masculine. All right? If you're just fucking going out there and throwing shit on the wall and hoping it'll stick, and I do that sometimes, and sometimes I fail, right? Sometimes it don't work. But for this moment in time, if you just try to go with the flow and you don't write anything down, you're not going to manifest. You need both pieces, right? You need both pieces, right? Even if you do this and you don't write this thing for 2 months, the fact that you did it, you're going to come back to it, right? You have to. Things are going to align for you to say, hey, where's my manifestation journal? Life is just like that, right? You have to have both aspects, the masculine and the feminine. Writing it down and then going with the flow. Taking the action is the masculine part too, but going with the flow is the feminine aspect, right? All right, so we've got a few chakra cards to do. I'm not going to read each story. I should, but I'm not. Because that's a bad match. We're going to do a general, because 4 fell out. 4 chakra cards, right? And 3 of them are the same chakra. So there's some deep chakra work that needs to be done. And then I have a crystal healing card, and then I have an archetype card. So I will be reading these because, yeah. And so we got prostitute for the archetype, and I believe, don't quote me because I'm tired as hell and I can't think straight when I'm tired. I'm literally just channeling this message from the divine. Like, that's all I literally can do is just focus on this and stay in my zone. But I believe the prostitute archetype is one of the 4 primary archetypes that we have. We have 12, and we're born, everybody on the planet has the same 4, and then the 8 are interchangeable throughout our lifetime. So prostitute engages lessons in the sale or negotiation of your integrity or spirit based on fears of physical and material survival or financial gain. All right. Activates aspects of the unconscious related to seduction and control. Should also be understood as the selling or selling out of talents, ideas, and any other expression of the self. Core learning relates to the need to birth and refine self-esteem and self-respect. Shadow prostitute assesses all transactions only in terms of how they will profit you, not what will they cost you spiritually. Everyone has this archetype. I was right. There we go. All right, so just understand that the prostitute archetype is not a bad archetype. If it was, we would not have it. But it allows us to sell ourselves, right? That's how we have marketing, advertising. I didn't even think of stuff like that. So that's how we're able to sell ourselves and market ourselves, because we're operating in our prostitute archetype, right? And based on your integrity, your ethics and morals, what will you do for $1? Like, what you gonna do to earn money? Some people do different things. Some people do strange things for some change, right? So the light attribute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So the light attribute of the prostitute archetype is keeping your spirit intact, right? And surviving and moving in life without straying away from your integrity, your morals, and your values, right? A lot of people suffer in life because they could be so great if they only chose to operate in their dark attributes. A lot of these artists, musicians, rappers, whatever you want to call them, people that are selling themselves out and spreading bad messages to the Black community for money, fame, and whatever the fuck else they being offered that we don't know about, right? They prostitute. They're in their shadow attribute of their prostitute archetype. They're not operating in the light attribute of their prostitute archetype. The shadow attribute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So you're willing to do whatever, belittle yourself and everything, right? Places material considerations and security above your own security above self-empowerment. You will let anybody step over you to be next to somebody. The people that are rich and just have people hanging around them just to be hanging around them. Just to, what's it called? Clout chasing. That's a clout chaser right there. So the shadow aspect of the prostitute archetype is clout chasing, basically. So let's be careful of that. And let's be careful of people who want to clout chase and be around us and use us for their benefit. Okay? We're almost done here. I'm so tired, y'all. I'm so tired. All right, so crystal healing. This is a nice, interesting one. And it's funny we're talking about water. Flint. Portal power. I talked about portals earlier, how we chose to come down through a portal, which was a vagina, into this physical realm and to live in our purpose, right? Flint stabilizes energy and cuts through to the core of issues, clearing blockages and loosening ties. It opens portals to other worlds and hidden aspects of yourself. Self-understanding. You are a person with profound inner depth. Do not be afraid to explore this hidden side. It contains treasure beyond knowing, together with attitudinal karma and repressed emotions affecting well-being. I've literally been talking about this the whole time. Flint connects you to your ancestors Hey. A natural traveler. You know how to negotiate the shamanic underworld to obtain healing insights. What the Yo, didn't I just talk about how we in the dark and, you know, certain lights, pay attention to certain lights, and, you know, there's different light sources? And this is literally talking about how you're a natural traveler. You know how to negotiate the shamanic underworld to obtain healing insights. Strengthen your boundaries. Talked about that too. Ram and the boundaries. Cut through confusion to the core of the matter. Soul retrieval is necessary if you left any part of yourself in another life or an abusive childhood experience. Motherfuck. What? Neglect. Emotional neglect. Wow. This is crazy. Oh my God. Soul retrieval is necessary. So we out here and our soul is like Horcruxes and shit, like Voldemort. Like literally, we gotta like retrieve pieces of our souls in trauma situations and different lifetimes that it's attached to. Wow. Soul retrieval is necessary if you left any part of yourself in another life or an abusive childhood experience. An unwelcome visitor from the past can be left behind, but recognize lessons before you move on. Healing insight. Paying attention to energetic boundaries and core strength. Cutting detrimental ties and strengthening your connection to the planet maintains well-being. Talked about all of this. Cutting ties. I literally brought up if you need to buy my cord cutting ritual. All right. Wow, that's dope. Let me make sure, because sometimes I'll be thinking I'll be on the last cards and I don't be. So let me double check, pay attention, be aware. Making sure I went through all of these cards. Gotta take Enoch. We gotta exercise after this. He wanna go exercise, and then I'm going to sleep, and then I'm gonna get up from my nap and prepare to go to Indiana next week. We have to focus on 3 different chakras. So these chakras are the chakras that are just the most unbalanced. All right. We need to work on these ASAP. First one is the solar plexus chakra. We got 3 different cards for your third eye chakra. And then we have one for your crown chakra. So I'm going to have to give a little summary because this creation one, I really don't pull that card too much. So I don't really know how to talk on that one. Some of these cards I don't really pull a lot. So the solar plexus is pretty self-explanatory. It says miracle. And, you know, I feel like it's kind of tied to the star card. The star card, wishes come true, miracles can happen, right? So this is the aspect of having faith, of believing and knowing that anything and everything is possible. If you see it, if you can visualize it, it can happen, right? If you can visualize it, if you can think it in an abundant state, you know? So we've got that. And then we've got for our third eye, in order to really utilize our third eye energy and our third eye intuition, we have to have gratitude for everything. The things that's ending, you know, paying respect and having gratitude for the things that brought you where you are. You may no longer need those things, but you don't have to be nasty about it. You know, those coping mechanisms, good or bad, helps you to get where you're at. I had panic attacks. I don't have good coping mechanisms with everything, right? And even with those coping mechanisms or lack of, I'm still here, right? So just respect everything, your challenges, your obstacles, your situations, and what made you you. Because without them, you wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't be unique. You wouldn't be special. You wouldn't be one-on-one. your story would be like everybody else's. So be grateful for all of the challenges, right? Just like in the Disney movie, like I said, this is your movie. You're the main character, right? In the Disney movies, they have flashbacks of all the things they went through, right? Right before they pursue that last fiery climax that approaches, right? And then they win the game or some shit, or they, run back and the relationship is happily ever after. We know how Disney movies end. But overall, they have that flashback and they take the time to look, that movie scene, and it goes white a little bit, and then you go into the memory and they're just like looking at everything they did to get there, good and bad, the people they may have lost or met along the journey, and just pay gratitude, right? Just like it's like you're playing your movie. Look at those scenes and say, wow, even though that wasn't a good situation, look what I made it through. Look what came up of that. That person might be doing better. The person that you had the bad situation with, maybe they're in a better place. Sometimes bad situations bring out the best in people for other people, So just take the time to be appreciative and have gratitude for all things in your life, good and bad. I love my troubles. I don't want nobody else's troubles. Recovery. I don't really pull this card like that, so let me skim over the story. Yeah, I really haven't pulled this one like that. I'm gonna have to read this one real quick because I don't pull this one often. Recovery. The lilac key. Pain from our past unlocks the door of understanding. The legend. Greta wakes to find painful childhood memories all around her room. In the distance appears a huge wooden door with white light streaming through the keyhole. As Greta tries to gather up her painful memories, they melt and form the great lilac key. She places the key in the lock, and a wave of fear engulfs her. The door opens, and the pain and fear recede. Clarity comes. Survival is no longer enough. Once the key has been used to open the door, you will have a new way of living. This stuff is just flowing. One without keys. Where you are heading, there are no locks. I gotta read that again. Once the key has been used to open the door, you will have a new way of living. That's the paradigm shift I talked about, letting go, right? The key is the visual representation of the baggage that we won't let go. That's another analogy, like the gun. Once the key has been used to open the door, you will have a new way of living, one without keys. Where are you heading? Where you are heading, there are no locks. Personal inquiry. It is time to recover a part of me that has been dormant. Am I ready to live an inspired future? Key ideas. Facing fears. Wounding is strength. Courage to face the pain. We are equipped for this. We got the horns. We the ram right now, right? We were built for this. Our horns on our head weigh more than all the bones in our body. Awakening greatness. Key words. Genuineness, regeneration, and understanding. Meditation. Imagine standing outside a door holding a string of keys. Each one is a different chakra color. A key calls out to you. Visualize opening the door with your key. Let the light from the other side wash over you as you enter. Is the light a particular color? I saw yellow. What is this journey about? I saw yellow and green. So solar plexus and heart. And I just thought about that. For me, did y'all see any color? So the last third eye card is mysticism. I like this story. I gotta read this one. The legend. A woman named Aubergine calls on the telephone to confirm that she will be with us tonight. Yet no woman named Aubergine has been invited. Of the 4 invited, 2 are wed and 2 are unknown to each other. A woman and a man. Surely, if this mysterious woman were the guest of the man, she would have made it known. A woman approaches, the woman named Aubergine, the woman who will be with us tonight. You are not to know. That's the name of the story. I didn't even read that. You are not to know. Remember, sometimes I said sometimes we just don't know. We don't need to know. It is wise to be the observer. Been talking about that too. Do not respond until you are certain. The unknown is not easy, but it is no longer necessary to fear. We talked about that. It's going to be uncomfortable. We've never done this before. Personal inquiry. Am I ignoring my intuition? What I suspect is probably true. I must breathe. Key ideas. Ignoring signs. Unknown motivation. Intuitive knowing. Fear of the unknowing. And journey. Keywords. Intuition. Courage. And uncharted. I want to look up the word uncharted. I've been live all damn day. Oh, the definition, not the damn movie. An area or land of sea not mapped or surveyed. An uncharted region of space. So this journey is uncharted. You haven't mapped it. Nobody's mapped it. Nobody's been down this path before. You're laying the path on a physical aspect, spiritual aspect, generational curses. You're breaking generational curses, family curses. You're laying a path that's never been laid before on a personal level, maybe on a societal level, public level, family level. So just kind of remember that when you think about the journey. And that is a part of mysticism, tapping in and going places that are unknown, the unknowing, tapping into the things we can't see. This is also like a confirmation or a message to like kind of tap in more into spiritual things. Look at things, just research some stuff, miracles and, just the power of God, right? Just to kind of remind yourself how powerful God is and spirit is and all of the above. Okay, so last but not least, we have the Crown Chakra card, and it represents creation, which is also kind of tied into the sacral. Oh, wow. This is connected with the Flint card because the Flint card talked about going into the shamanic underworld looking for healing, right? This is creation, the she shaman. I will guide you to your muse. The legend. In a time before history, she shaman walks the earth, bestowing artistic talents on a select few. One day she rests under a birch tree. Hey, says Birch, I want my muse. Let me reread that because I'm being slow. Hey, says Birch, I want my muse too. Birch entertains she shaman for a long time, singing and telling tales. She shaman smiles. My great friend, you have had your art all along. She vows that from then on, she will give everyone their own gift. To this day, she shaman has never left us. We see her inside every creative work. And so I told you that we all have a purpose. We all are here to create something great. You just haven't found your muse yet, maybe. Or maybe your muse is right in front of your face and you really don't even realize it. Your path is an artistic one. Express your love in a tangible art form. It's time to make decisions. We know we had the Two of Pentacles pulled earlier, and I talked about having a decision, right, to be made. Personal inquiry. Am I waiting for someone's permission to create my life? What do I need to see in order to claim my own gifts? Key ideas. Opening to magic. Lasting transformation. Divine feminine. Awakening creativity. Finding your muse. Owning your gifts. Keywords. Creativity, muse, magic. So that's a message, confirmation, different perspective. You need to have a muse. Who is your muse? What is your muse? Meditation. Open a notebook or our manifestation journal, hint, 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 and to a clean page. Close your eyes and imagine she shaman standing in the midst, holding out her hand. Follow her into the mist. As you walk, she motions to sit. Ask for her guidance. Pick up your notebook and write. Simply write whatever comes. Do not censor or judge the words. They may mean nothing right now, but they will. thank the she shaman for her visit. So yeah, that's dope. So that's it, y'all. That is it. I am done. This is the end of the full moon in Aries reading. I think everybody who tapped in periodically or the duration of this one and the last video, I appreciate it. I'm getting ready to post this so you can catch it here, and then later on I'll load it up to YouTube so you can catch it there and watch it. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, get your manifestation journal. All right, click the link in the bio, use the code community to get 15% off so you can start writing out your manifestations, right? Get this stuff going. Also, I'm available for readings, 30 minutes for $50. I'm going to go take a nap right now, but if you purchase a reading, make sure you purchase it first, and then we can set up an appointment after. Candles are going, and I don't have anything else. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting me with badges. For those of you that supported me, I really appreciate it. And I guess until next time, I'll talk to everybody later. You guys have an awesome day. You guys are awesome. Be great.